Why do traders and investors fail in the market? It's a big question.
All right, so traders, investors, everyone's got different mentality, different psychology, but we can look at what the common reason is. You know, there's various statistics, but some people say 90% of people all fail in the markets, 10% are successful. But we also have to look at other industries as well. Don't just think about traders that are failing. Look at restaurants. Majority of restaurants don't make money. Yeah, if we look at some of the most successful restaurants, there are people that are already a chain or a franchise following a formula. So many of the small startup independents find it very, very hard. So it's not just traders that have a high failure rate. If you look at a lot of businesses, startup businesses, we're all like happy to hear about the successes, but of course many startup businesses fail. So it's not just trading. But there is definitely a skew of obviously winners to losers, and obviously the winners are doing something differently to the losing traders.
What are the biggest mistakes a trader should avoid when trading in the stock market?
I think the biggest mistake is having a bias, thinking that the stock is always going to go up, because then what happens is there's something in the brain which it will. If you, for instance, have a silver Porsche, and you've bought a new silver Porsche, and you're driving along in your silver Porsche, what do you see now? Other silver Porsches, yeah, because now you're one of them, your brain. Were those cars on the road before? Yes, they were. It's just that now you've tuned into that because now you're one of them as such. And this is what happens a lot with trading. People have a bias. So now they've bought gold, and all of a sudden, anyone they hear that talk about gold up is their friend. Anyone that says gold's going to go down is an enemy. And this is what happens, you can get caught into this bias. And I think that's a big mistake traders make. Instead of, again, looking at the price, watching what's really happening, and admitting that you're wrong, just admitting that I've got this wrong.
Have you ever placed a fat finger trade?
No, but my cleaner has. Yeah, okay, so I had a screen open, and I get to have a cleaner on a Thursday, and I left the desk to, she's cleaning away and coming back, and she pressed a couple of buttons and there was a trade. Luckily, actually, I don't think it made money, or it wasn't like a terrible thing. But yeah, that's how a trade happened. So point in case, be very careful with these apps, whether you've got the phone open or something, or you could press by mistake. There are normally now 2 authentications you have to go through. But that happened some years ago, but it wasn't a big disaster as such. Yeah, but be careful, because obviously, yeah, what if you've got a cat or a dog or someone's running around, or kids could press a button, so be careful. Or they could do really well and maybe they can make some money. So
that's great. I love that story. How successful in percentage returns and over a period of time does a spread bettor have to be before you become interested enough to want to meet them or spend time with them?
I think consistency is more important, rather than somebody just says, oh, I've made 100, 200% in 2 weeks. Well, to me, that makes me think that this guy's just gambled. He's just literally used something called martingale, which is where people just double up. So I would rather see a longer term track record, which is steadier. That would be more interesting to me. A lot of funds work on, or good funds work on, maybe 20, 25% a year. So somebody who's making that or more, to me, is quite an interesting person that I would like to have a look and see what they're doing.